first timer, 442 fish. Make sure you hit that thumbs and subscribe, baby. Get ready for it tonight. We already got 30 people in the chat. Oh man, I guess there's something to talk about tonight. You guys know the routine. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, get your drink, get ready.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into wondrous lands whose boundaries are that of the imagination. Your next stop, the Cardone Zone.
Well. How do you all do today? This beautiful, rainy Monday night Raw. Let's just tone it down. I'm yelling. We shouldn't be yelling. We don't have to be this loud. Come on, guys. It's unnecessary. Did you guys see? Oh, you're not in Florida, but also all Floridians. Did you see the freaking water spout at Clearwater Beach where P1 AquaX was just racing at? I mean, there must be something in the water to get everybody all fired up over there, because it was a disaster of weather out there, full of raw emotions and just chaos. I mean, we'll get to that in a few minutes. But all you first-time viewers, first time to the show, I just want to say thank you for showing to the CardoneRaceCorner. We're on our YouTube channel. I appreciate the support, everybody's texts. Make sure you hit that like button to subscribe. It helps grow the channel, keeps us in the motion, and keeps the Real Talk 100s flowing with the CardoneRaceCorner. As you guys know, it's me, it's the 239. Speaking for the racers, by the racers. Man, so we had a great weekend so far. Lots of racing going. East Coast Watercross had 102 entries for the two-stroke nationals. They also had the shootout going down over the Lake Ozarks. A new shootout record. It's kind of a turbine though. I mean, American Ethanol has been crushing it with a piston motor. What'd they do? Like what'd they do? What was it? What'd they do last year? 221 or something like that? 220? But the Spirit of Qatar, which has been revamped, turbine engine, they just ran 242, one run, that's all I do. Pretty good. Our boy Billy 2 went down up there to Missouri to hold it down with some Florida with the turbo ski, representing Hydro Drags in Florida. Was unable to pull a fast record, a full fast speed, was doing a 115. The local Josefina Armadillo, that's not his real name, but I'm gonna call him that. He pulled a 125, I think it was. Yeah, 125, so he's still Top Gun. And then we had Amy representing on her boat, which was an open boat, GP boat, but she got the next fastest, which was 84, I believe it was. And then a stand-up on an SXR 1500, I think he did he do 61, I think it was, or 62? I think that's what it was. But I still hold the box stock one at 79 miles an hour 3 years in a row. So I think I've gathered up enough people. I think next year we're going to represent Go Deep. I think I'm going to get JP Racing. I think we're going to rally up Callus Performance. We're going to get some of the box stock runabout guys. I think we should just flood the area and just bring it full force. So then we had that going on. We had P1 AquaX racing. Man, 50 viewers in the show tonight. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe button tonight, and I don't even see the hell breaking loose, guys, remember, chaos. If you're watching on your TV, the chat can come up. Just put it on the TV, and you can put the chat on your phone. You can type away. I know the chat's gonna catch up for here in a moment. So we had East Coast Watercross. We had Naughty Water Racing going down. We had P1 Racing going down. What else we have? We already talked about the shootout. What else we got? Oh man, we've got some chaos. So we're gonna talk about results, stuff like that, so you guys know how the routine works. We're gonna talk through this and get through it. We also gotta talk about what races are coming up and going down. Well, let's check out what the chat room is going on right now. So Oh, Watkins Glen was fire. Eric Neal says, what's up, Bobby? What's going on? Jet Ski Republic's in the house. Any P1 action tonight? There's going to be plenty of P1 action tonight. So we got to talk about that one. Osborne's in the room. Pinned Up Performance in the house. Steve Hotchkiss, Saturday chicken race with 5 on the line and an 80-year-old Stephen B in 3rd place. Way to go. 5 super chickens on the line. Also, oh yeah, so while we're talking about, let's see, where are we at? Let's just talk about East Coast. I love my East Coast watercross. So, if we go over here, bring this up. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Just that click on it. All right, so we bring this up. So, Pete Burke messaged me. And Pete, I know you're in the room. I didn't get a chance to respond to you, but I did read it. These guys were working on some really interesting things right here. And remember, we've been talking about changing the aspects of our regional level racing, right? We've been talking about this for a while. We keep talking about how regional level racing has really stepped up and is getting great lines. You got the Wild West guys had 152 entries at Sparks, Nevada was their last race. We've seen Great Lakes Watercross, which is the Outlaw Series, on their own. They've been averaging 90, I believe, average 90 with a peak a little bit more. East Coast Watercross has been a little bit spread thin this year. I think it's because the Triple Crown and P1 AquaX has kind of been messing with their schedule, but they've been hovering at 90 plus also. The Naughty Water guys, I haven't really been getting much information. It's hard because your social media output is hard for me to find because there's like 5 different pages, but good racing. You know, Charles Gouchard has really been putting great work with live streaming, going around all these regionals, but what I was getting to is our regional level racing has stepped up to a whole nother level, right? And we haven't seen regional racing at this caliber in a long time. And as the promoters are seeing this, this is the time to start evaluating and looking at your presentation and your pamphlet of the work that's going down. Because you got to remember next year, what is the next thing you're adding to it, right? What is the next level you're going to? Live stream has been getting better and better. We're getting better audio on the live streams. Everybody's using the YouTubes now to get live stream out there because it's better platform. And that's the stuff we got to do. We got to keep supporting the regional levels because that is going to take you to the world final level and stuff like that. But then it goes back to our question of, are we really holding it at the regional level that's going to be caliber of world finals level or a national tour level that possibly could be in the mix? Is there a national tour right now? No. Is there talk of one possibly being created? Yes, because at this level now, we could definitely have a national tour or a north meets south and west east, shootout. We could definitely have that. It just depends on how well the promoters work with each other. And we've talked about that also, where the promoters, you guys have to work with, if one is sharing, if you're not racing this weekend, why aren't you sharing the other region? If your region's not working, why aren't you sharing the one is racing? You guys should be working as a team because ultimately it's the people, the consumers, racers that are going to show up to your event. If you have this mindset that you feel, well, if I share East Coast Watercross, then I might lose some of my regional racers and my line will be low. No, you shouldn't think like that. Oh, well, if I got a race in Texas and I share Wild West, I might lose those guys. No, you're not going to lose anybody. Because if you think about it, if you share other events and those guys travel and race other events, that creates more momentum for competition. Yo, dude, I don't know if you guys know, Region 8, I'm coming up there and I'm freaking racing. So get your sport boats ready, the 239 showing up. That brings drive for other people to want to go. We've seen it at the Wild West, a ton of guys were ready to race sport class. Not just because I was going to be there, but they know that the competition is going to be highlighted and it's going to be heavy. You want that momentum. Don't be scared to share and work with other regions. It will benefit you in the end. You could have someone that races Great Lakes, they create new friends in another region. Now they have a place to stay and maybe hang out and leave race boats there or build more people to vice versa. Well, we're not racing this weekend, but there's a race over the East Coast. Let's hop over there and hang out with those guys. Yo, dude, come to my house. If you guys want to come over here, I got a spot for you guys. Then you got Region 8 guys going over the Great Lakes Watercross. Then you got Great Lakes and Region 8 guys coming down to Florida. Hey, can we park our trail at your house, Cardone? Fuck yeah, I got a half acre. Park it there. We'll be ready for you. There's airport right down the road. Now we've got traveling all over the place because we're filling lines at everyone's stops. Just saying. So going back to what I was saying about keep running the game. So we're right here. So Pete Burke puts this out here. Let's see. If you get a free minute, we added some new stuff to our stream. We now have a line cam so we can walk down the line and get live video and audio of the racers into the stream. Good for sponsors, shout outs, and shit talking, whatever they want. We tried it this weekend and other occasional audio glitches. It was all received. Then later we had Sean take out a Marshall ski to get some awesome footage that we switched in with the main cam and the drone. And then he's got me a thing right here. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see right here. Go over here. Pete Burke had it. So this was the stuff I was talking about. These are the things that we keep adding. Man, 60 people in here. You guys are out of control. So adding in-cam videos on a regional level. I mean, that's pretty gangster. Being able to add it and stuff like that. Of course, Marshall, look at him. So if you guys remember when me and Pete were over there, we did World Finals. We had all that cool stuff going down. This is great work. This is where we're at a regional level trying to make stuff happen. Like, to me, man, that's gangster. So round of applause for those guys. It really takes it to a whole nother level, man. That's the kind of stuff we want. Been having fun trying to raise the bar with Charles. Both series working to get better, to make it better for everyone. We collaborated too. Next up, I'm working on getting some low-cost cameras feed from a ski. Back initial test looks good. Shooting for Sylvan. So congrats to you guys. You guys are doing a kick-ass job with that. So we go back over here. They had another phenomenal weekend with their scores and their weekend event. Let's see if we got some stuff. Where's some good results? So we'll get the live view going real quick. You guys are in the chat. We go over some stuff. There will be some exciting news. Don't worry. Don't get all bored. Wow, that was pretty cool. Hold on. Come on, internet. Oh, interweb.
That's Scott Baroe. All right.
Where was that? One video view. There it is. Look on the line, dude. That's what I'm talking about. See what's in the room. What we got going on here. Catching up. Let's see what we got. Ryan Stevens in the room. What's going on? Portborough killed it. Mitchell Dirt says, West Coast in the house. Good to see you in here. Team Reckless Abandonment's in the house. Wicked Princess is in the house. Outside your area, we just had Queensland state titles. Aussies racing good over there. Cliff's in the house. Dolly's in the hello, ladies and gentlemen. We got Cunningham, 8-1 in the room. What's going on? Todd Zerzinski. Bobby, just get to the video we all want to talk about. You guys are out of control. Hill Racing is in the house. What's good to see you guys? Good to see you in here. All right. So, this is what we're talking about. Live stream video. Charles Gunchard kills it too. And then you got Pete Burke. The dude's a whiz. Clarity right there. But that's a pretty awesome looking sight right there. Well, there was another video in here. What was the part was it? I love the picture-in-picture. I think it's one of our course marshals. Yeah. That's the finish line. There it is. Come on now. It's pretty sick. So, exit out of that one. Let's see what they have going on. Good turnout for them right there. So, here we go. We got results. Let's see what their biggest class was and then move on. The X2 Open, you guys had 10 on the board, but we had Mark Carrigan over there didn't race. John taking a 1-2. Dave Davidson with a 3-1. Pro M Sport GP. So, Brent and Wayne. Junior Sport Spec, the junior class looking fire up there. 7 on the line. Pro-Am Sport Spec, you guys had 8 out there. But Carnigan didn't race. Brett Hahn taking a 1-1. Nickerson with a 3-2. And John with a 2-3. Vintage Ski 550. Pro-Am Ski Stock, 6 on the line. Runabout 1100, 6. And the Vintage Ski Open was 11. Ben Sotoretti is taking a 1-1 with Peter Sullivan right there. Novice runabout. Cove taking a 1-1 with Lucas right there. And Justin. Your super chicken. 5 on the line, dude. That's wild, bro. James Haggard taking a 1-1. And Aaron Hay with a 2-3. Nice run right there. Women's 1100. Stephanie Sinclair taking a 2-1 with Ryan. How's Ryan in there with a bunch of girls? Come on now. Junior X2, Warren Burke taking a 1-2 with Dominic right there with a 2-3. Your novice sports spec. 9 on the line, dude. Man. The beer is taking it up. Pro-Am Lights, you got that 9. Pro Ski GP, 10. 10 Ski GP on a region level race right there. Nice. And it's in the most way north. Watkins Glen, Region 8. 10 Ski GP guys out there. Come on now. Schrecker taking a 1-1. Jack Cutts with a 5-2. And Mike Kebler with a 4-3. Nice run up there. So that's a good turnout. So mad props to the East Coast Watercross. Sean Dudek really putting in some heavy work. Looking good out there. I like it. Good turnout, you guys. That's what we're looking for. Good race setup. Good weather this time. And then you guys also remember they're doing a points chase also if they have it all here. All right, so that's East Coast. Man, we already talked about the shootout. So coming up this weekend right now is going to be Macon, Georgia, the American Jet Sport Association guys. Big turnout right there. We've been to Macon, Georgia before in other series, and they've been here once before. We raced here. I think it was our first race of the American Jet Sport Association was their first race of this series was at Macon. So they're back at it, gonna do it again, and it looks like it's gonna be fun. I think Mikey Young made a post talking about soap, dish soap, and tarps, and lots of water. If you guys aren't familiar with Macon, Georgia, there's a huge hill, and I guarantee they're gonna do a water slide party down that thing. So tune into that. If you guys are joining up that one, check it out, make it happen. I will not be attending this one. Unfortunately, school's in fact with my kid, and I just don't have my boat, the sport boat, ready to go up there. I'm not going to run a runabout against 2 other people, so that's where we're at right there. Right. Let's get into some live action. What we got in the chat room? McCleskey. Who's McCleskey right there? I want to know who that is. Pete and Terry are amazing with the 10mm photo stuff. Todd Zarzinski says, Burke in the house. Jet Republic Tech is available to make it better and easier to stream events. Definitely. Tim Hickman says, RXP danger, near broke my ankle. Tim, you jumped on the RXPX during some of the craziest weather thinking it was a Yamaha. It taught you, no, not today. It wasn't like your old fiberglass hull. That RXPX ain't playing around, bro. I'm glad you didn't totally break your ankle. Tim Hitmick, Tim has said, Jason City, Remarkable Racing. Gaber's in here, Jay Edworthy and his crew watching from the truck and drive home. Edworthy, you guys, Chicken Man, putting in some heavy work. Drive safe. Batso Coe's family supporting Wicked Prismus. Here we go, Tad, Super Chicken Bowery, 80 years old doing it. I mean, 80 years old. That's wild, dude. Killing it. We're gonna hey Bobby, late, but I'm here. Popcorn's ready. Dave Anderson, good to have you in here. Popcorn Anderson. Come on, Bobby. Just think hard. I don't know. I can't think hard. I don't like looking like a fool on the show. All right, so we're going into it. Going right into our P1 AquaX for the weekend. And here's, I don't like hearing the slow motion audio, but look at the conditions that they had out there. This is one of the finish line finishes people are questioning about. Tori and who actually won this one. Too bad the camera's behind the finish line. But just look at the conditions out there. So we'll go over here. The overall results for Clearwater. So first off, let's just give a props off to Sean. Because remember we were talking about last week. I was saying it's impossible. If they crunch out 6 motos, I will be utterly impressed. So they crushed out all of Sheboygan's makeup buoys on makeup rounds on Saturday. And then hammered out on Sunday all of Clearwater Racing. Some of the weather looked just like you guys brought Sheboygan weather down to Clearwater. When I woke up Saturday morning, it was downpouring at my house all morning. I heard it like 5 o'clock in the morning. I brought up the radar, and it was absolute crap. Was not as close as it looks in the clip. Yeah, it's because of the way the angle. So I already knew this weekend was going to be wild. I couldn't believe that the race site turned into a swimming pool. Is that Sealy? Oh, duh. I don't know his last name like that. Jeez. Plus 2 races with the pro BMX guys. So then you had the Monster Energy fans going. So Cooper Caldwell taking a overall in the pro. Wait, that's the amateur. Yeah. So I thought, say, wait a minute, I was reading it wrong here. So Cooper Caldwell taking, even when it did not start in race 1, still ended up pulling a. All right. And then Michael Bouchard, our boy, his first year back racing in the amateur on the GP 1800, had a 2, 5, and a 7, was rounding up with second overall. And then Martin Bozlowski with a 3, 6, and 8. And then Klein Glenn had a did not finish. That hurt him because he had a 2 and a 2. Man, that's crazy how Cooper got a did not start. Same difference, right? And he had a 1 and 1 and got the lead, 50 points. And then you had Klein Glenn with a did not finish in a 2 and a 2 and got 40. Still got beat because he didn't get scored in the first one. Bouchard did. Man, tough right there. Told you each moto counts heavy. So then Klein Glenn he got 40 points. He got 4th. Michael Northrup had an 8, 7, and a 3. So he got 5th. Nathan Dolly with a 6, 8, and a 4. So he rounded up a 6. So that's your top 5 and top 6. That's really a good number right there. And then you go into your bottom half, your 7th through 14th. So you had Garrett Lofton with a 1 did not, 1. He had a first place Moto 1, did not finish on race 2, and had a 5th on race 3. Gave him 7th place. Yanel Fiello with a 7, 3, 10. And Armando Martinez had a 9, 9, and a 9. Consistency wins. And then Benjamin Mental with a freaking top 10 finish right there with a 4 and a 6. He did not race a Moto 1. That Moto 1 looked like it was tough for a lot of people. Oof. And then we had back rounded up right there. So let's see, let's see what our penalties are, because this is what we're going to talk about. So 306, who's 306? Or 305. So 305 is going to be Pedro, missed buoy, down 1 lap. 281 missed a lap. Who's 281? That's Armando. And then 114, which is going to be Garrett, had a craft swap. So 2 positions. So we had, how many people do we have? We had 20 people for amateur for Clearwater, which was Sunday's race. And then you go to your amateur 200. Baron Merrick with a 111. Where the hell was Caden at? Did not finish, did not race, and did not race. Oh, man, what a tough. Caden's been on fire all weekend. But Gary Holman Jr. with a 2, 3, and a 2. Noah Dolly with a 3, 2, and a 3. Good finish right there. Andy Martinez with a 4, 4, and a 4. So good race by our amateur 200 class right there. And then we'll go over here our pro. So our pro Clearwater Sunday race. Vanjie Ramjet. What a victory right there for our boy. I don't know if you guys, I know a lot of people, I know Vanjie pretty good, and that's one of the hard-working racers, privateer racers out there. Good run out there, Vanjie, with a 3, 1, and a 3. Putting in the work against some of the top pro right there. And if you look at it, there was 17 pros at this race right here. So Christian Daly had a 1, 14, and a 1. And Daly has been putting in some serious freaking work this year and has been getting bit by some stupid gremlins right here. So 14 on race 2 was having some issues. I think the boat had some mechanicals, but ended up getting it fired up again. And then Noah Skips with a 4, 2, and a 5 right there. So 59, 55, and 49 points are pretty close right there overall for the weekend. And then Ian Smith with a 7, 6, and a 4. And then Jay Edward, the Chicken Man, along with Ian on 325 RXPXs. So Chicken Man had 11, and 8, and a 2. Yeah, 11, 8, and a 2. Man, that's one of, I think it's probably one of his breakout. He was top 5. Yeah. I was going to say, I think it was the first time he broke out of top 5 since the season started. He's been up there. He's almost been on the podium every time. And then Landis coming in with a 6 with a 9, 4, and a 6. So he had an awesome moto too. Trey Williams out there with an 8, 5, and a 7. Devin Farthing with a 5, 3, and a 13. Oof. I think that was one of the races we had a nasty come off. I think there's a video of that one. So we're going to talk about that come off and find out what was going on with that one. D-Mac out there with a 10-7 and 11. Lagopagos with a 12-10 and a 9. Tim Miller with a 6-9 and did not race. Anthony Radman Radatek with a 15-12 and an 8. Tim Hickman with a 14-11 and a 10. And then Torrey Snyder out there with a 2 DNF. And Torrey had an issue with the boat. Looked like he had some hull issues. That's a tough break with him because he had a freaking second place Moto 1. He is strong in the surf conditions, especially in hometown Clearwater. And our boy Marcio Benedetti with a 16-16 and a 12. Russo with a did not finish 13 and 14. I think he was just out there parade lapping it. So provisional right there. So on Moto 2, looks like boat 11 hit a buoy. Where's that at? So that's last place. Number 6, Devin Farthing got hit with a rule infraction. AX32B, 2 positions. Now, if I was reading this correctly, when I was looking into this rule, well, come right in handy. Hold on. I was reading also post penalty report. So before I read this one, so from what I was reading on the rule infraction on the AX32B and what I gathered from making some phone calls too, it's basically not cohering to a course marshal yellow flag. So the theory on the story on the water is theory on the story is that Devin Daly was down in the water and 2 course marshals were there. So there's a bunch of videos of looking at Devin coming through clear of the course marshals. But then there's a video that wasn't on the live stream, which I could probably find if it's in my messages still, that was the course marshal was kind of on the backside right here and supposedly was pointing at Devin to go the opposite way, go around. Devin just went in between, so they penalized him. So the rule says you could be DNF for not following safety marshals or whatever. It's basically a safety issue and not coinciding with what the marshals were asking. So a lot of people are saying, well, if it was clear to pass through, you know, as long as you get around safely, Some people are arguing that he went in between the boat and the course marshal, which would concern and fall in the situation of safety. When it comes down to, we've all talked about this before. I wasn't there racing. I wasn't on the shore. I only watched the live stream and what I saw on video. I didn't see the other side. I wasn't in the tower of the hotel looking in with the binoculars, and I wasn't part of the crew, and I'm not favoring anybody on this situation. What I will say is we all talked about safety a million times. As racers, we know that in really crazy conditions, surf conditions, especially coming with the surf and making a turn in the surf with rollers, it's really hard to be in control and not be unsafe. Whether Devin felt like his position was safe, only he knows that. And only the course marshals that were there can vector what was A or B. We can all hypothetically opinionate what we think we saw and what we feel is right. But really it comes down to it, it's the rider and the course marshals that can obviously say what's right. Now, following what I see with the rules right here, you know, Sean Hayden could have said fuck him and DQ'd him legitimately, but I believe Sean went on a different aspect and put himself in a racer's shoe and said, you know what, maybe Devin did make the right call. I don't think Devin is a nasty rider. I've never seen him be malicious or dangerous anytime I've been on the water. The situation probably was whatever it was, and he made the right choice. Or maybe it was a malicious move and he said fuck Daly for whatever the reason was when they two collided, had a come off, and it was just a little team spat, which some people are saying. I don't think that would be a saboteur situation in our own team. But in the end of the day, instead of being a DQ'd, it was docked 2 positions. So when it comes down to it, we can all think we know what we saw, what we know happened, and we can all opinionate what we feel should be happened. But when it comes down to it, it's really when it comes down to what the course marshals say, if they visually saw it and there was evidence, and when the final saying is what our race director says. Now, that's why I tell you guys all the time, wear GoPros, wear GoPros. It will protect you 100-fold, and it will shut everybody up if something comes down. And maybe just make you look like an asshole because you were the problem. I'm not saying Devin was or anything like that. It's a procedure, nothing about which side is required to pass on. So when it comes down to it, like, that is the area. Now, other people are saying situations of this rule being you have to pass on a certain way. I've been racing for a while, and I've done a lot of yellow flags, yellow situations. I've had red flags come out. I've been in the water swimming and had people blow by me, like literally, like high five people going by, because in an instant moment, nobody knows what's going on until it's too late. What I will say is this: the thing that I've always been taught, and I could be wrong, but this is what I have been taught and I have learned from east to west, is this. If a course marshal's in the water and they're tending to a rider, you are to go the safest route around them. There is no designated left side or right side. The rule is safety around it. One thing for sure is you don't split a racer and a course marshal. We don't split them. If the buoy's there, you're not going to get flagged a missed buoy because the course marshal directed you away from it. So you guys have to remember, if there's shit going down, let's say all hell's breaking loose right here, and we got to go left around. If the buoy's here, there's a rider, a course marshal here, and a racer here, just go fucking wide, go around them. Just go around them. Don't gotta hug the buoy. And if it really gets a situation and the wave is taking chaos and you guys all of a sudden it's last minute, fucking miss the buoy. I guarantee you won't get docked a lap for that, because that was considered a safety scenario caution. So I don't know. There's been rumor talks and stuff about saying that you gotta pass on this side of the course marshal or this side. I don't feel like that is a rule, and I don't think that could be ever thrown in someone's face, because there's no way to ever say you gotta pass on this side of the course marshal, because you never know what could be possibly happen. I believe the rule is safely get around the situation as it's supposed to be. We lost 2 GoPros this weekend. Woo! Follow their own rules. But heard, is there another video? There is another video. You guys are ridiculous. Oh, Devin. Our boy Devin sent me some. What's Devin got? Phone's going ape shit. Let me know when you see something unsafe. All right. Let's see. We're talking about unsafe. Devin just sent me a video. Let's get it up. Hold on. Where are we at? Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got, ladies and gentlemen. Jury. Well, let's get into it. All right. So it looks like we're coming toward the shore.
Do back out to your race leader. That is the 105 of Daly.
Yeah, so Daly having it. Look, he pulled his lanyard.
Daly, I believe.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He come over. So let's watch what happens. Let's get a breakdown of it. I love videos.
That is the 105.
Boom. Boat dives right
Daly.
there.
And once again, Daly, I believe, is going to be getting the white flag. Oh, what happened with Daly? Daly stopped. And it looks like, I'm not sure if he lost the lanyard.
Nope, lanyard's still hooked
or
up.
What's going on.
Oof.
But we're on the final lap. Daly throws his hand in the air. And I believe that was Farthing that just went by. What a tough break there
All right.
for Christian Daly. And Daly.
All right. Okay, I don't know when the rule was passed, but you can't penalize. I don't know. What are you going to do?
I'm not sure if he lost
Listen, if you're going to get penalized for
the
this.
lanyard or what's going on. But
come on, man. If you guys are getting, if this is why he got infraction.
we're on the final lap. Daly throws his hand in the air. And I believe that was Farthing that just went by. What a tough break there for Christian Daly. And Daly just shutting down on that final lap.
All right, so right there's a course marshal, right?
So I'm not quite sure, but he's frantically trying to get some fire to that engine compartment. Meanwhile, the marshal's coming over to check on him.
Oh, that's Devin. So who was it that came through the first time?
And it looks like, I'm not sure if he lost the lanyard or what's going on.
So what boat is that? Who? Oh, is that freaking? Is that Trey Williams that came through? That's Trey. All right.
We're on the final lap. Daly throws his hand in the air. And
yeah,
I believe that was Farthing that just went by. What a tough break there for Christian Daly. And Daly just shutting down on that final lap. So I'm not quite sure, but he's frantically trying to get some fire to that engine compartment. Meanwhile, the marshal's coming over to Daly just shutting down on that final lap. So I'm not quite sure, but he's frantically trying to get some fire to that engine compartment.
Let's look at this for a moment.
Getting the white flag. Oh, what happened with Daly? Daly stopped, and it looks like, I'm not sure if he lost the lanyard or what's going on.
That is more close than the other
But
one.
we're on the finally, and Daly's just shutting down on that final lap.
That's a full lane right
so
there.
I'm not quite sure, but he's frantically trying to get some fire to that engine compartment.
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I feel like that's safe because they're on the right side of me.
Meanwhile,
I'm gonna hug the left buoy.
to
Ooh. Oh. All right, chat. All right, chat. Let's see what everyone says in here. 3,000 rubies. Oh my gosh. I can't, Bobby. You're giving too much credit to the family that has never followed the rules. Listen. Don't even put that bullshit on me right now. I've told you guys 100 times. I don't favor nobody. I speak it how it fucking speaks. Don't put no fucking shit on me about favoritizing anyone, because I'm the only one that'll put it out there how it is. Look at the evidence of the video right there. The only thing is we can't see is the one course marshal that's supposedly in the picture right there. Where is the yellow flag? That's another thing. So this is what I'm considering. So there has to be, technically when this guy pulled up, he should have had the yellow flag up before he presented himself to the boat. From prior experience. Again, I don't know, we can't see the whole picture, but this course marshal should have rolled up right here.
Daly throws his hand in the air.
Because Daly was in
and
problems,
I believe that
right?
was Farthing that just went by.
shoulda
What a
came
tough
up.
break there for Christian Daly. And Daly just shutting down.
Should have came up with the yellow flag immediately. Should have it in his hand. That should have been, if he's approaching the down rider, he needs to acknowledge that he's
on that final lap. So I'm not quite sure, but he's frantically trying to get
see what the rest
some
of the boats
fire to
do.
that engine compartment.
There's
Meanwhile, the marshal's coming over to check on him.
There was a boat right behind him that did the same thing. So watch the corner right here. There's a boat right there. That's another boat that followed the same path.
Check on him, make sure that he's all right.
Oh, there's that course marshal. Did you see it? Hold on. There he is. But where is he? He's way over to the right. There was another marshal off camera. Right, there's the marshal right there. But how far up, how far to the right of that buoy? Because if you go over here, because there's another guy went the same way, right? So there's that buoy. That course marshal's got to be in line with it. Like, so then you're pushing the people toward the racers then. If that course marshal's way over here, then he's waving the flag. So then people would have to go way outside around the two riders right now. Right now there's an inside lane that looks open.
Over to,
because if you go right here, there's a boat right there. There's a boat right there. So, are we going the safest route? Is the other person going the safest route also? There's two boats there. Because look. Hold on a second. I think that's his Daly. Let's see if that's his helmet. Let's see. Yeah, that's Daly. That was Daly's helmet. So if you go over here, you can see the one boat go through, right? There's one boat right there, and then you saw the one frame before that, and there's Daly in the background. I mean, dude, the other marshal is confusing the racers. This camera is well over 100 yards away where the incident happened. I'm down with how far the camera is. I'm just talking about there's a video, there's a ski right there. There's a ski right there in the same path. So Daly is off the course.
And Daly just shutting down
outside
on that final lap. So I'm not quite sure, but he's frantically trying to get some fire to that engine compartment.
Straight
Meanwhile,
line.
the marshal's coming over.
So if there's 100 yards, if that's 100 yards, I don't know, man. I feel
like the marshal.
That's close to the buoy. That's in the zone. I don't know. I don't feel like that's unsafe. I don't see anywhere that these two were in danger because there's other boats coming.
Meanwhile, the marshal's coming over to
there's another ski coming right there. Boom. There's a ski right there. What about the infraction on him? Where was he supposed to go?
Check.
Because if you look at it, there was 3 other skis coming.
On that final lap.
One, there's Devin.
So I'm not
Two,
quite sure, but he's frantically trying to get.
That looked like an RXPX. Looks like a 320. That looked like a brand new 325 going by.
But
Yeah, that's a 325.
He's frantically trying to get some fire to that engine compartment.
Chasing.
Meanwhile,
Devin.
the marshal's coming over to check.
Right there. I'm just saying. Just saying. Let's go to the chat room. I'm down. I love open argument because, listen, there's no fighting in here right now. There's no nothing going on. I mean, listen, I got this other video right here. This is the other video I have. Hold on. We got one more video I got, right? We can play this one. Won't let me play it. Sorry, it was too censored for me to play that one, so we can't play that one. So, unfortunately, we're stuck with the video we just have here. The other one was too... YouTube censored it for me. It was too loud. Too much profanity. So, go back to the chat room. Let's see. I put 100% faith in AquaX marshals. And listen. Like I said before, we can always opinionate and say whatever we want, how we want, and what we want. We weren't in those situations, in those moments, right? I can say, personally, I've been in situations coming over top of rollers and seeing down riders all over the place. And the best move of action is sticking to my line that I know nobody's in front of me, there's no danger in front of me, and I can clearly get through it without endangering those down around me. In those moments. Now, if a course marshal is looking at me going this way, then I'm going to follow the course marshal's lead and go that way, right? And race trim, that's what I'm going to do. So, if the other marshal is off camera, right? If we look at it, let's figure this. We're in a lane of a buoy. Here's the buoy. And we're gonna go to the left of this buoy, right? Well, it'll be this way. We're gonna go this way around the buoy, right? Or actually this way. Whatever, the camera's got me messed up. And if the course marshal's over here, which is the out of bounds, and the riders are over here on the other side, and you have a straight shot to the buoy, right? Don't you think that is the safest way to go? Straight to the buoy and around it? If the course marshal hasn't made it to the other course marshal, now he has made a lane between safe buoy and going completely around a down ski that is potentially moving off the course because the other course marshal was to it, moving off the course. To my left of the buoy, if I'm coming straight to it, there's a course marshal at a scene, at a picture that we're talking about, which, okay, we saw him there coming up after Devin already went through, and that other ski that we don't know who it was came through also in the same zone. If he's pushing him out saying yellow flag, where are we supposed to go? In the situation of what we can see of the video, right? To me, I feel like, who's the other racer that was behind Devin? Who was that? Who was the other person? How about that one? Did they get penalized for that? Because really, if you think about it, we're talking about safety, right? Talking about pure safety and abiding to course marshal, direction. I don't know, man. I mean, really, it comes down to whatever the course marshal is called in that moment. If they felt like it was unsafe, this is what. All right, so.
Meanwhile,
let's just get out of this picture for a moment, right? So we have this. This is the buoy I'm talking about. I bet you. There's that Sea-Doo. So these guys are to the right of our left-hand turn. So now they are technically going outside the course. They're not inside the course. They're not in the end zone of the course. So Daly's down, right? I mean, if you really want to call it, how come Trey didn't
it looks
get
like
this?
I'm not sure if he lost the lanyard.
This is more unsafe than that right there is dangerous. But he had his hand up, right? Trey got through, same position.
But we're on the final lap. Daly throws his hand in the air. And I believe that was Farthing that just went by. What a tough break there for Christian Daly.
Don't see a yellow flag, so technically I'm not, if I'm racing, I'm going to see these guys.
And Daly's just shutting down on that final lap.
I just see a down rider. I'm going to keep riding.
I'm not quite sure, but he's frantically trying to get some fire to that engine compartment. Meanwhile, the marshal's coming over to...
man, because look, it's the other boat that gets me right there. The other boat. The other boat did exactly the same.
Check on him.
And then what? Okay. All right, so there's another... Put it this way, if there's a course marshal on the scene, right, and we say this camera's 100 yards, all right, check this out.
Meanwhile,
we're going to zoom out. There's the buoy, right?
Coming over to
there's one boat length There's 2 boat length,
check on
3 boat links,
and make
4 boat links,
sure that he
5 right there. 5 boat links before
check on and
we see the course marshal
sure
finally, right there. Now, we could be looking at like an angle like this, so it kind of makes it look weird. But shouldn't the course marshal be closer to the down riders and making sure they have a choice of going this way or this way? Or he was getting to the rider. So the incident happened in the middle of a race trim situation. Tough call either way. Either way. I'm not defending the situation, but if we want to talk about safety, we don't really know because none of us in the chat were in that situation. So if Sean called it an unsafe fraction because he called his course marshals and asked them what they said, and they said they felt unsafe, if that's what it is, then we need to suck it up and swallow it. Where are your fucking GoPros? From my gathering, my opinion, and my phone's been blowing up, everyone's telling me this and telling me that and this and that. I wasn't there.
fine
But if you really want an honest opinion, this dude should have a flag up.
final lap.
He should have had his flag up. He should have seen that there was 3 other racers coming at him full blown, and the other course marshal should have hauled his ass up to it and got with him
So
and
I'm not
been
quite
safety
sure,
for
but he's
both
up.
these guys, because I have been with Randy and Kevin Scott, and them guys fly on us and make sure no one's around us. Course marshal should have
trying to
been.
get,
There's way too
some
much
fire to
time.
that engine.
We're right in the middle of a race trim. If you really want my honest opinion, we're a full blown race trim right there. Full blown
So I'm
race
not
trim.
quite-
So let's think about this.
And fine.
All right, so that's gonna be Devin. So
No
1
lap.
Mississippi, 2 Mississippi,
not
3
quite sure, but
Mississippi,
he's,
4
frantically
Mississippi,
trying to
5
get, some
Mississippi,
fire to
6
that engine
Mississippi,
compartment.
7 Mississippi, 8
Meanwhile,
Mississippi.
the marshal's coming over to check.
That's 8 seconds.
So I'm not
I don't know.
quite sure, but he's frantically trying to get some fire to that engine compartment.
I'm with whatever. As a racer, from this, I feel like it was a safe shot. I don't think he was as close as you think it was, because if you look at this other boat, Trey was really close.
What
Look how
happened
close
with
Trey
Daly?
was.
Daly stopped.
Trey
It looks like, I'm not
splashed him.
sure if he lost
Watch.
the lanyard
Right here.
or what's going on.
Splash. He's soaked right there.
And
That is close. That is unsafe. But he broke
But we're
down
on
right in the middle of the
final lap.
race.
Daly,
We're
throws
breaking
his
down
hand
in the
in the
middle
air.
of a heated
I
final
believe
lap.
that was Farthing who
5
just
liters.
went by. What a tough break there for Christian Daly. And Daly just shutting down on that final lap. So I'm not quite sure, but he's frantically trying to get
And Devin
some
was in the
fire
middle
to
of the
that
race.
engine compartment. Meanwhile, the marshals kept.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Meanwhile, the marshals.
I don't know. Sometimes we got to get drawn the draw that we get. You pull the straw and you deal with what you get. It could be 50-50. Or we can all suck it up and just say, you know what, Bobby? Tough break, Devin. You got shafted at that one. Or we can say, tough break, Sean. You're going to get fucking heat from this for a while. Or we can all just say, you know what? I don't want to be in that position of Sean or Devin. Whatever they say is probably better than what I think, because they were in the moment. They saw the footage. This is why I've said 100 million times, get GoPros. Get your GoPros going. GoPros would save this, because if Devin had a GoPro and he was looking down that line and we could see both fucking people, we wouldn't be having this discussion right now probably, right? What do you guys think? I mean, why don't we ask Christian if he thinks it is unsafe? Listen. Oh, man. I could call Daly and see what he says. Nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put Daly in that spot. That's team etiquette. There was another. All right, so didn't say favor. I said credit. Big difference. I'm not giving credit. Nobody. Christian D. It was safe. Is that Daly right there? Christian Daly says it was safe. Christian's right in the room. I don't even have to call him. He's in the room. This camera is well over 100 yards away. Man, there's so much chat. Devin said, all right, let's see. Christian, Bobby pulled together. Someone posted another video. Oh, man. Doesn't excuse. Bobby saw Nicole and Devin in the chat and folded. I didn't fucking fold. Listen, you guys, I dare you to call and get on the chat right now. I dare you to call my phone right now. And if you got some words to say, I will put you on speakerphone and you can announce your name and do it. You think you can get in front of this camera and this platform that I've worked my ass off to speak on volumes that no one else ever does? I will put you on here and you can speak how you want to say. If you got the balls to come up here and put your ass on a chopping block by everyone, I'll give you the opportunity. Don't ever call me folding, and don't ever think that I will bend over and fold anyway. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I've called out more fucking people on this platform than you guys could ever imagine. And I've put the word out there on a fold that you guys have never even imagined. I have brought our racing community to a whole nother level of racing that you guys have never even seen. And you guys can all talk about your past history of your 1980s racing, and it was the heyday, blah, blah, blah. We're in the 21st fucking century right now, and this is the racing we're dealing today. And sometimes shit doesn't fly. And I'm going to call it how I see it, because I'm going to speak it exactly how I see it, and that is 100% how I fucking see it. And if you don't like how I fucking say it, you're going to have to watch my show, and you don't have to say shit. But the fact is, I'm up here and I'm doing it, and I'm speaking how I see it and how I say it because I have to be neutral, then you should respect that factor, right? The position that everyone is in is hard. A race director has to make calls that most of you guys probably would never be able to do in your dreams. As a racer and a team foreman, you have to defend your team and speak at volumes that you may not want to. Is Nicole screaming at people? Is that fair? And is that educated? Probably not. Could she probably put herself in check and not been at that level and that caliber of a person? Probably. Do you think you guys would have listened to her if she was just like, hey guys, I really feel like, you know, we're getting really shafted right now? Probably fucking not. How many times did AJ fuck us all and you guys just kept going and going and going and going, right? And then we started talking about it. And then everybody's like, wait a minute, we don't have to deal with that. Same scenario. Same scenario. We don't have to deal with certain things, and that's just how it goes. Sometimes shit doesn't go our way. Sometimes we get penalized, and that's just the fucking straw that we get dealt. Period. You guys all can have opinions all you want. If the farthings are cheating, catch them in cheating. Just catch them. Put the money up and call them out for cheating at every race. You guys think they're cheating? Call them out for cheating on every event that they're doing it. Don't cry, sniveling in the corner. Oh, well, farthing's doing their thing again. Fucking protest them. Man up. Protest it. Call it out. Because I bet you 100-fold, if I showed up and started dominating the way some of these other racers, you all would be crying Bobby's cheating all fucking day. Don't be scared of Team Farthing. Wait, Nicole's gonna yell at you? Oh, I'm gonna go in my safe room. I'm getting yelled at. Deal with it. Yell back at her. Don't be a sissy. Yelling at our officials and our promoters, not cool. I'm not gonna stand for that. But as racers, you guys all cry about everything. If you don't like it, man the fuck up and step up to it. If Daly's boat got DQ'd because paint marks were missing off the boat because of miscommunication or whatever the case may be, then they failed to talk to tech and say, hey, I got to take that part off because I need to fix it. And you got DQ'd because the paint marks didn't have communication, then that's on them. That's a shitty way to lose. If you show up in your race and you fucking do it, then do it. Just like when you guys all cried about Valentina with the open loop system. We went down that whole valley of nonsense, of gray area bullshit. Do it. If they're cheating, call them out. If you don't like Team Farthing, what they're doing and how they're doing it, man up and say, I think you're bullshit, Dustin. I think you're cheating. And call that boat out. Put the money up. Whatever. I think Todd Zarzinski's boat's cheating. I don't like the fact he's listening to his music the whole fucking time he's out there. It clearly says in the rule book you're not allowed to listen to music. Call it out. Just saying. There's all kinds of shit out there, you guys. I don't think that we should be ripping bumpers off brand new stock boats because technically it's a safety factor, but it actually lightens the ski up. But all the Yamahas out there get all their bumpers removed and they get this other shit riveted on that saves almost 25 pounds on the boat. Nobody complains about that, but y'all just cry, 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 cry. You guys are crazy. You guys are silly. I'm the only one up here doing this shit. I'm the only one that I take more beatings than you guys could ever imagine. I don't have to do this shit. This ties up an hour and a half of my day, my time and my kids. I do it because I enjoy the sport and I love it. And I love seeing the nonsense and I love getting it all mixed up. What I won't be doing is I won't be treated like some kind of fucking puppet where you guys think you guys just do when you guys don't have the balls to do it yourself. So, I'm putting it out there. You got a problem with Farthing, Miami Jet Ski, the Dollies, the Canadians, or Edworthy? You guys are all crying about Edworthy come out there with Sea-Doo kicking all your guys' ass. Call him out. Say he's cheating. If you think Michelle's doing a shit fucking job, and you think Sean is a horrible race director, then I dare you to fucking make it known that that's how you feel. If you feel like that's a change you need, then do it. If not, shut up. Because your little whispers in the background don't do shit for the racing community. That means you're scared. I'm up here, 100%, putting it out there. And I'll call anyone how I did it. Just like I did with Pro Watercross when they fucked us about paying us. And they were stealing from us and all other stuff. Just like I've called all the other people with their bullshit, they're doing it. I'm not afraid to. But I won't put myself in a position where I'm going to hang myself just for entertainment. Just remember that. Just remember that. That's the real deal. Fucking guys. Unbelievable.